I'm Doug.
And I'm Cathy.
And this is Maggie Mae. Join us as we follow the moon. Today, we'll be exploring Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, an area very rich in history, and we're going to be checking out, first of all, here at the Gettysburg National Military Park, and we'll be showing you a lot of the historical sites around the area. So come along with us.
Thanks.
Now we start our day at the Gettysburg National Military Park Museum and Visitor Center. And we were only in Gettysburg for one day. We drove up from Hershey. And this is definitely the way, if you've got a limited amount of time, you want to get started, because it gives you the background on the entire Gettysburg battle. The battle was relatively short. It started on July 1st of 1863 and ended on the 3rd, so it was a 3-day battle. Now, to see this, it goes in Gettysburg and around the countryside, and at the museum you can pick up a self-guided tour map so you can drive yourself. You can also get a CD if your car has a CD player that you can listen to as you go from stop to stop. And it also, you can have one of their National Park Service employees drive your car and take you on a guided tour throughout the area. So this is going to show you in the museum a number of things, from relics from the battle to this diorama, which was from Culp's Hill, which was one of the major turning point battles, the last day on July the 3rd of 1863. There is so much history and so much to take in. So we start off on the auto tour, and we went self-guided with their map. The map is incredible. And as you're driving through the countryside, literally feet from each other, you'll see these memorials and plaques.
They're constant.
And there's way too numerous that we could have included them all. But it's absolutely, it really leaves you with a sense of the history and the loss of life that took place. One of the first battles took place here near that McPherson barn, and just across the road from it is the railroad cut, which was the site of another battle. The tour, the map takes you in order chronologically, so the first things you see were from July the 1st. Then it goes into the events of July 2nd and on to July 3rd. This was really an amazing place. This is the Eternal Light Peace Memorial, and this was dedicated 75 years after the battle in 1863, and there were 1,800 veterans of the war that were there for the dedication.
That was pretty amazing.
Now this observation tower is just down the road from there, and it will let you look over the site of where some of those subsequent battles were on that first day. Next is the Old Elms House Cemetery, and Barlow Knoll was another major battle. That one, I believe, actually started on the second day. This was the beginning of the 2nd of July. At the cemetery there are grave sites of the men who lost their life there, and there was also several memorials that had been placed there. That second day is also famous for the Seminary Ridge battle, and the Seminary Ridge is a Lutheran seminary, and the building has been made into a museum. You can see up and down the full length of this road along Seminary Ridge, you can see where the battle would have been fought, and the cannons line the entire length of that road. A lot of states have their own individual memorials to the soldiers who lost their life or were wounded from their state. That was North Carolina's. This one is from the state of Virginia, and it has Robert E. Lee on his horse Traveler there atop the statue. And the countryside that seems so peaceful and quiet now. Now this is Louisiana's memorial. That one with the angel flying above their lost soldier. And just a short ways from that was the Mississippi Memorial. Now the wheat field was one of the bloodiest battles, and that took place on the second day also. There were over 4,000 dead and wounded at the wheat field. Now the Abram Trossel farmyard, if you'll notice the end of that barn, that hole that's in it, that came from a 12-pound mortar that went through the end of that and was found unexploded inside the barn. This is New York's memorial. And Minnesota's. Now, seeing as how Gettysburg is in Pennsylvania, it stands to reason Pennsylvania will have one of the largest memorials there. More of their people were caught in that battle and lost lives. This is the one for Vermont. This is a memorial that was actually enacted by Congress and placed there for all of the loss of life. And that was one for a troop of Native Americans that fought with New York. Now next up is the Gettysburg National Cemetery. And this is famous not only for the soldiers who lost their life that are buried there, but this is where Lincoln delivered the Gettysburg Address. That memorial was there to mark that, but he spoke about 300 yards away from it, over near where you see that spire in the distance. Next is the Jennie Wade House. And Jennie Wade was a young lady in her early 20s, and she was the only civilian casualty in the entire battle. She was baking bread to feed the soldiers and was struck by a stray bullet. She's actually buried in the Evergreen Cemetery, which is right next door. It's the public cemetery next door to the military cemetery. Now this is the Lincoln Railroad Station, and it's famous from the battle because it became the first triage hospital. Now right downtown in Gettysburg is Lincoln Square, and this is a beautiful historic section of the downtown. There's even a statue of Lincoln downtown, and that statue actually is right in front of the David Wills house. This is where Lincoln stayed when he came to deliver the Gettysburg Address and actually finished writing it while he was staying there. We cross the street and we come to the Gettysburg Hotel. That hotel has been in that building operating since 1797. By now it's gotten late in the day, and we decide to stop at the historic Dobbin House Tavern to get a bite to eat. This was built in 1776, the year our country was founded. And that's the historic building. They actually have two different menus if you eat in the courtyard or in the tavern, or a little bit more upscale menu if you're in the dining room. Right inside the door is their gift shop. We chose to go outdoors in the courtyard. It was a beautiful day. And we start off with a couple of beverages, a nice salad, and we each had a half rack of ribs, and they were great.
Yes, they were.
Well, Cathy, we had a nice meal. We're sitting here on the steps of the Jennie Wade house. What did you think of your day in Gettysburg?
It was great. It's so rich in history. History just is still alive here.
And it's something that we only had a day here. I could see 2 or 3 days easily, and if you're really a hardcore history fan, maybe even a week and still not see it all.
Absolutely.
So with that said, if you enjoyed our video today, please leave us a thumbs up. We appreciate it. And if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, please do so and ring that notification bell. That way you'll know when every one of our videos come out.
And thank you for following us as we follow the moon.
Thanks for watching today.
If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel.
And be sure to ring the notification bell so you'll know when new videos come out.
Don't forget to follow us on social media too.